Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly welcome you to Marley State of Mind. You know what the fuck it is. You know what time it is, motherfucker. Let's go. It's a motherfucking podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast. Hey, it's a goddamn podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast, bitch. Yeah, it's a podcast, bitch. It's a goddamn podcast.
What up? Welcome to the world's dopest podcast. We're shooting here at a bunch of Bull Studios, and you're at Marley State of Mind podcast. And this week's no different than any other. I got a special guest in the building for you, the legend himself, Mr. Scrap. How you feeling today, Scrap?
I'm good, bro. So with you, thanks for having me.
Oh man, I'm glad you came down to join me, bro. I'm glad you came down to join me. And I typically like to kick this off saying how I was introduced to the particular artist or individual that we have in the house today, and this ain't gonna be no different. For me, not sure if you recall this, but for me, it was down Nuke Knocker Radio. It's the first time I came across you. I went down, joined Junior Moth and Nuke Knocker, and you had a song, you and Capital L, I believe at the time, had a song that was charting on Nuke Knocker Radio, and we were freestyling at the end, and it was like just a forever freestyle. You and I just kept going back and forth, and I think we was locked in ever since. But yeah, man, how you feeling? What you remember about that time? You remember that day in particular?
Yeah, I'm trying to think too. Was Fresh LaRosa there that day too?
No, Fresh wasn't there.
Okay.
He was not there.
All right. Okay. Oh, all right. Now I remember. We was in like a little basement.
Yeah, the basement did. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
we was in the little basement joint in Oakland.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And it cut like it was on a little one way, like a little one way dip.
With the bar and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
yeah. All right, now
Knocker had the spin table.
Yeah, I remember now. No, it was all night.
All night. Yep.
We was just rapping.
Yeah, I think we ran out of airtime.
And he ran out of record.
Yeah. 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 So that was my.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That was my.
That's when we first. Yeah.
That's when we first started building, and at the time, like I knew Naka and the history that he had, and he spoke very highly of you, and a lot of stuff that you did in the city and that you were doing at the time, and doing a lot of promotions and different things like that, which we're going to get into. But what do you remember about that time period? This was like pre Proud to Be Local, I think, maybe even.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah. Oh, damn.
Like right before that.
That might have been when we was doing the venue series, probably. When me and Nuke Naka was doing the venue series. We had a little venue series like before Proud to Be Local.
Yeah.
We had what was called the venue series, because like, and then before that, Nuke Naka had his own little John. This is when you start. My brain's overloaded with so many years of stuff. You know what I mean? I finally get to that understanding, like, damn, you really do forget stuff. Usually I don't really forget stuff a lot, but as of lately, I just be like, I can't really grasp a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
just so much history.
Yeah, there's so much history. Cause like when me and Nuke Naka, I can't really put my finger on to where we really. It was really the venue, but I believe I was doing something for him. Oh, I remember now. He was having shows, and he needed artists and stuff, and I was just for some reason able to get artists because people always used to holler at me like, "Yo, where you be getting them shows at?" Like, it was
you wasn't even into the promotion at that time.
No, I was rapping.
Damn, I ain't know that. I thought you was into the promotion since for always.
Nah, so I was rapping, and then. Once everybody start, I used to get so many shows. This was before the internet,
right,
and all that stuff. So I used to get so many shows
before like social media was as we know it today.
Yeah, like bro, I was the first rapper to rap at Club Wet in Sandcastle, bro.
Damn.
People was like, "How did you do that?"
Yeah.
How did you manage?
How was you getting those opportunities like that? What was you doing? And that's the thing. That's the thing about you that I always known and respect and realize is your ability to network and a lot of people talk about being a hustler, but I mean, like, in the true sense, and to me, hustling is like making something out of nothing. Like, right. And it seems like you always had the ability to really take a situation that seemingly to others would seem like nothing and turn it into not only like a something, but like a production.
Right. I just asked.
Yeah.
Like I always had questions, like, so for instance, say like, when all the main artists used to come, like mainstream artists,
yeah,
people used to just be like so excited, like, oh my God, there goes Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go take a picture with Lil Wayne, and I'm like, he ain't even want to talk to you, but I'm gonna go talk to the dude to keep telling everybody to move and
Yeah.
kind of like, staying a little bit behind security, but kind of in front of security. And I'm
Right.
like, yo, you know what I mean? Is you
He
the
looked like he got some pull.
you the manager or something, bro?
Yeah.
Let me get your car because that's his job. You know what I
Right.
mean? He don't, so I started to do that a lot. And then, I just started to get
Networking.
never being afraid to speak. I
Yeah.
just speak. I don't care. Like when I was younger, bro, I seen a man get out of a car, bro. And I was like, I want to drive a car like that. What you do to drive a car like that? And he
Right.
was like, you don't want these problems. I was like,
Don't decide that for
don't
me.
decide what problems I want, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But it was wild, man. I just always felt like, speak up, use your
Yeah.
mouth. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the important thing about networking too, that a lot of people fail to realize. They want to be the star and not real and want to be in contact with the star, not realizing there's a lot of people that make the stuff happen
Mhm.
behind the scenes. What up, Griff? Um, a lot of shit that happened behind the scenes, and that's the important thing, right? Is to be able to identify the people who make the things move. Not just trying to be the guy, but who's the guy behind the guy that's making those things happen for
Right.
real.
And that's really what it seems. So like I like just to piggyback off of that, like I was a part of a group and we was young when we were younger, and we were like a mob, bro. We were like so many of us, and so many of us rapped, and we were called like the Crew Clan, and it meant cousins running east to west, crazy low ass niggas. That's what it meant, and like I was just always organizing and putting everything together, but like I was not the most talented one. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was talented, not to say that I wasn't, but
Right.
everybody else, it was worth saying somebody got to just step out of the box
Yeah.
and put the work in to get us the shows and get us all the things that we need. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's the role I took. You know what I'm saying? But
You
then
kind of took the managerial role in the situation.
yeah, but I always wanted to be it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've always wanted to be it. That's what makes it so. Well, that's what makes it difficult for people to understand where I come from with it,
Right.
like and what I've done to become it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I am, I have been and became the position that I wanted to be
You became the person you wanted to be.
since I was a kid. Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? I wanted to, I was, I did my ninth grade career project, ninth grade when you're in school.
Hmm.
I didn't, yeah, ninth grade. You got to pick a career and then you got to do
Yeah.
the
Do a
project and everything.
project on a.
Mine was owning a record label and music business and whatever. So it was a whole lot of, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? A whole lot of just teachers and everything telling me like, no, you gotta pick something that that you're gonna have a job. Like, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be a garbage man, bro. Like,
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is really what I'm gonna do. So I
Yeah.
seen the numbers, and then I wasn't fascinated. I was fascinated to see that I could make millions, but I also seen that like McDonald's people who work at McDonald's make like 12 to 24 grand a year.
Right.
And they're just like, well, okay, I'm a manager. I make 30 grand a year. Okay, so me as an artist, if I can make 30 grand a month, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
You
fine.
doing better than the average
I'm
motherfucker
good. I'm doing more than you in a year. Better. I'm living better than you
in
in
that month.
months than you are
Then
in
you've been
years.
able to
So
unmask in a year.
and you're able to survive
Right.
off that salary for a year. There's no way I can't survive and have a good time and have a good life with this a month. So I tried to do that. So, to be able to do that, that came with jumping out of trying to make money off of music
Right.
and making money off of people. You know
Right.
what I mean? Getting them in the door, bringing people. It took a lot of sacrifices, super losses, like crazy
Yeah.
losses. Like, whew, man.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So I definitely want to. So we got Mr. Scrap on today, and for me, you're one of the individuals who I look to for advice and different things like that, because I see what you're able to do. So I definitely want to let the people know who you are. Not only are you an MC, but you've done promotions in the city. You have the record label, Statement Records. You signed artists, put people in opportunities. Even as much as did the hip hop, the Pumas, Pittsburgh Underground Music Awards, just responsible for so many things. A leader of men, and young women as well, because you coach, football, softball. You do a lot of those things, and even raise your own children. You know what I mean, and you do an incredible job with that. So just what I mean, so just to give people an idea of just who you are and why. When we do the promotion for this, I call you a legend because that's what you are. But yeah, so let's dig into it a little bit. Let's get into it. So for you, whenever you first started doing music, or you first heard music, what was it about music that attracted you to it? What was it that made you ninth grade? You said, "Yeah, I want to be a record label owner."
It started like, well, I went, all right, so that was just the career choice, but like it all started with Michael Jackson, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It started with Michael Jackson and just watching how people
Reacted.
to Michael Jackson, bro.
Yeah.
It was just like, what?
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way that people can do
Passing
that.
out.
Like, there's no way. There's
Yeah.
no way. I was like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to move mountains. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I want to be able to. So I used to, you know, do a little singing, little routines, and my sisters and brothers, and we all used to do little Michael Jackson, Jackson 5 routines and
Yeah.
working on stuff. And then hip hop came, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, well, I really can't sing. I can do
Yeah.
Michael Jackson stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a kid, but
I'm an entertainer, but I ain't a singer.
right.
Yeah.
But in English class, my teacher loves that I'm a poet.
Yeah.
And I just fell in, like, I don't know how anyone couldn't. I just fell in love with hip
Hip
hop,
hop.
bro.
Yeah.
I, I,
And
I didn't need, I didn't need anything. I
yeah.
didn't need it. Like, I didn't have to go to my parents and say, "Hey, Dad, can you buy me a
Drum set.
yeah, or just anything like a
Yeah.
microphone?" Like, it was
Yeah.
like,
I got everything I need right here. Yep.
and
Yep.
then just rapping, or just do that beat again, and my brother would beatbox or whatever, or beatbox for 20-30 minutes. It was
Yeah.
just, so
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of hip hop, right? And hip hop, we literally, to go back to the hustling thing, made something out of nothing, right? And that's what hip hop is something out of nothing, taking old jazz records and turning them into hip hop records or whatever the case may be. But yeah, no, I feel you, bro. Like, and the fact that you said that you was already into music, just like the R&B side of it, and I mean, you knew that you was good with words and poetry. It only made sense to jump into something like hip hop when being introduced to it.
yeah. And I used to break dance and just all that,
Embraced all the elements of hip hop.
every one of them.
Yeah.
I used to mix, try to do,
DJing.
I just can't. I don't like to be involved in something that I can't get involved in something that don't give it everything that I got. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't. It's
It's not in you.
not in me.
Yeah.
It's not.
You got to be full tilt with whatever it is that you're doing.
My dad raised me that way, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He just raised me. You know what I mean? Just to be like, you lock in. If you give it all you got, it didn't work out. Then at least like,
You have no regrets
I
about it.
got no regrets. You can't. I can't. I
Yeah.
don't gotta be like, well, if I did this and I did that, you know what I mean? So that's why those sacrifices, they're sacrifices now, and I look at them later like, damn, sacrificed a lot of money, but I had to. You
Right.
know what I mean? Those are things that, you know,
Seed money
yep.
so that you can grow. Now, when was it that you started making original compositions? How did you get into to hip hop that way? When did you start creating?
Oh man. Uh all right. So there was a guy named DJ that just happened to be his name, and he ended up being a DJ.
DJ just happened to be a
And
DJ.
and he had a nice setup in his attic. He was a little older. He was older, a little older than me. He was like my older brother and them's friends and stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So um he was always mixing and stuff, and uh he was always mixing, and we was always outside rapping, bro. And then one time he was like, y'all could come in the house, man. See what want to hear y'all some music. You know what I mean? So we didn't record nothing, but like I think we rapped probably forever.
Yeah.
We didn't really probably we was probably trash.
Just on like some cipher type stuff, freestyle
Yeah,
and
but
cipher. Yeah.
it was fun. And then again, me being me, out of everybody that, after we had that fun time, I wake up in the morning and start knocking on his door like, D, to come over,
You got
bro?
the itch. He's like, I need more.
Right? Like, can I come over? Can I rap? And then he started teaching me how to blend and mix and stuff. And I
Yeah.
just was like, this is too much. You can do all that. I
Right.
just want to rap. You know what I mean? And then my older brother, kind of took it like, bro, why are you hanging with my little brother? And then, but my older brother was him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My older brother was him, bro. And then like he was smart. And he was smart and he was a hustler, bro.
Yeah.
He was a no holds barred hustler. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Not like a murderer, but like I'm gonna okay.
Get it by any means.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's seen something in his little brother, but then, with a no holds bar hustler come having to run and move around different and getting yourself caught up in different types of things. So
Right.
I was unfortunate to not have my brother be able to be there for it, you know what I'm saying? But I just think, in the takeaway, it just pushed me to make sure that I did something out of it to make it was worth it, you know what I mean? So
You found a blessing in a lesson.
yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm all I'm over here moving, rubbing my legs and stuff, bro. It's been so long since
Getting
I've been
nostalgic.
it's been so long since I've been in front of the camera and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just been, because I just kind of like fell back because, sensitive people can create such a bad wave, bro.
Yeah. I
And
think
go ahead.
like one of the things I've learned about you is you're very comfortable in your skin.
Yes.
And you're unapologetic about who you are, very comfortable with who you are. And sometimes that can make other people uncomfortable with who they are if they're not sure within themselves. You're one of those characters, and even like seeing you promote shows and perform, like you don't bite your tongue. Like if someone's going over their time, you'll hop on stage like, "Hey, time's up."
Time's up. Shut them off.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? Fight me? Okay.
Yeah, you don't care about feelings, and that for a lot of people,
Yeah,
like I
bad outcome, bro. My
yeah,
bad.
and that for a lot of people. So I get what you're saying about the sensitivity. Like, so you're not one like that. You don't have thin skin. You're very thick skinned, and you don't mind, letting people know exactly what you think and being unapologetic about it. And some people don't know how to take that.
Right. And what's hard, like really for me, I could take it too. Like I
Right,
might not like it. I might not like it, bro. But I could take it. I'll be like, all right. I'll go home and be like, he was right. I ain't never gonna do that again.
right.
Like, okay, good one. Okay, okay.
Have you always been like that in your life? Like
No,
not
sometimes,
caring about what people think about you, or
yeah,
not
I've been
not
that
worrying
way.
about?
I've been that way my entire life, bro. I have always been just like,
Unapologetically you.
yeah, like I'm not doing nothing to you, so why you worry about me?
Right,
Like somebody, why you got that? Why you wear those shoes? It's like my dad and them bought these shoes. I don't know. Go talk to them. I don't know.
right,
Go about my business. Like I don't know. I don't know what to tell people. Like at the same time, it just was. I was always just a person that just was like, you should try doing what you want to do. Sometimes you might wouldn't be worried about me. Like
right.
I don't know. I used to sit in a tree sometimes. You know what I mean? People are like, bro, what are you sitting in a tree for? I'm like, I'm not explaining it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but I'm up here
Right.
and you'll thank me later. Like
Right.
I'm up here because whatever, none of your business.
Right.
You know.
Because this is where I'm comfortable.
Right.
Find your comfortable spot.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
So
So yeah, now you traveling on this journey. You say you took a little break, but you're traveling on this journey. You know what I mean? Big bro and homie DJ put you on game, started showing you a little bit of the wave with the music, started showing you the strings. You're starting to rap now. You're starting to create original material at this point.
yeah, so now I'm I'm probably in like eighth grade now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like actually, yeah, I'm in eighth grade
What up,
now.
Bobby?
And what we gotta do and what we do in eighth grade is I start playing football.
Yeah.
So I start getting new friends,
Mm-hmm.
new brothers.
Yep.
And one of the dudes, his name was Jamal Ward. You know what I mean? For me, writing music and writing raps wasn't a difficulty. It was just a slow ass process for me.
Yeah.
It was just like, bro, I done said 50 bars I don't remember what I said, and my fingers aren't moving fast enough, bro.
Right.
Like, so he helped me write my first rhyme. It was
Yeah.
like, more than a lyricist, I'm a supreme entity. You in the battle, boy, it's just the beginning. Blow for blow, like a new sort of sound. Rage ruling the stage and also known to get down. Because my name was Rage at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've always been, you know what I mean? My rap name was Rage. And, I've always been that. Like that description. You know what I mean? Like,
Walking rage,
Yeah. So,
human
but then
rage. Yeah.
there was a guy named Mike Williams who he was a year older than me, and he was a rapper, and his name was Rage. You know what I mean? And out of the kindness in my heart, I was like, I'll just go by Scrap, my other, my regular,
Nickname.
my regular nickname.
Yeah.
But realistically, I wanted to battle him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always used to say it like, but you know, to this day, this moment, he knows what's up. I mean, he does. It
Yeah.
was, you know, it was the Mike Williams, John Wilson rivalry was like it carried on in so many different ways. Like it was like you're a rage,
Yeah.
I'm a rage, and like it was wild, bro. But so Jamal had taught me, how to really write it down or whatever, and then
Taught you like bars, how to structure it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and then um I went to we went to his cousin's house one day, and he was from New York, bro, and he had just moved here. So like, bro,
He's from the Mecca of hip hop.
he had equipment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Not no. And he was like, "What are you doing?" Like when I was rapping, he was just, when I first get in there, he like, we put the beat on or whatever. He has some boom bap or whatever, and I'm rapping. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I don't write down nothing. I'm
Yeah.
just going, bro. And he's just looking at me like, when are you gonna stop, bro? When are you gonna? There's a hook. Like, what are you doing? Like, and I'm like, what? I don't know. I'm just rapping. I rap all day. Like, my man turns on records and spins and
And we
goes, and
just go.
I
Yeah.
just rap. He's like, bro, you remember anything you said? I'm like, no, not at all.
Not
Like,
at all. Yeah.
I don't remember that. And so he taught me how to lay tracks, break it down. You know what I mean? Then it just grew from there. And then I ended up getting my own equipment because he was unreliable.
Yeah. Out of necessity, basically.
And then, you know, excuse me, rest in peace, because he's no longer with us no more. You know what I mean? My man Reese Godfrey, man. He was very helpful in this journey. You know what I'm saying? Very helpful, you know,
Got the new graphics. I see you over there, Jesse.
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I miss that dude too, man. I really do.
Yeah, I love when I do these interviews and people start getting nostalgic, thinking back on these memories you might not have thought of in years, taking this walk through your journey. And I mean that's what it's about, making sure the viewers get to know you, the ones who don't know you, and the ones that do know you get to know you a little bit better.
Right.
I mean? That's what it's all about for real. And it's funny to me that you mentioned about like rapping and going. I can't remember who was here. I've been trying to think of it since you came here, but somebody referenced like the rhyme calisthenics.
Hmm.
It might have been Quest. It might have been Quest. Mentioned the rhyme calisthenics and mentioned like you being one of the top dogs in rhyme cal.
Oh man, I was just with Stretch. I cut Stretch's hair,
Yeah,
and he's revamping Rhyme Cow for the youth.
yeah.
He's doing some really great things with that. You know what I
So
mean?
for those who aren't familiar with rhyme cal, let's familiarize you a little bit. There was this legendary venue in Pittsburgh called the Shadow Lounge.
Right.
And if you hear like any rapper from the city, usually they may make mention of it. Most famously, Mac Miller, right? Mac often mentioned the Shadow Lounge because he was
Yeah.
involved in some of the rhyme cows. And rhyme calisthenics was basically a freestyle competition that was held for rappers to do freestyle. So they'll have like different.
Well,
Oh, go
I,
ahead.
I gotta intrude.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people, including myself, didn't know this until recently. It wasn't a freestyle because the wheel never changed.
Oh, okay.
There was some freestyle, but if you played the game right, you could have prepared for every challenge.
Right.
You could have wrote something for every challenge. And
Yeah.
no one was exempt from that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I was like, so I really feel good for winning now because dude was preparing and I was spontaneous
Yeah.
and I made y'all sit down.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of legends come through rhyme calisthenics,
whole lot.
like Real Deal, very well known battle rapper, on the URL scene, Smack, all of that stuff. What you
Go
got?
ahead. I'm
What
gonna
you
come
got?
with it. I'm going with it. So
Okay.
this is where it all this is this is where it all begins, bro. This is where it all begins. My phone's getting on my nerves. Like, nobody really calls me, but they want to call me today. Okay, it's cool. But
They see you on the World Dopest podcast down here at Bunch of Bull Studios with Marley State of Mind. You feel me?
right, so oh man. All
But
right,
yeah,
so,
Rhyme Cal. So we had the likes of Real Deal, legendary battle rapper, of course Mac Miller, yourself, folks like John Quest. So
John Quest.
you can see on my podcast the early episodes.
Apex, what was this?
Apex, yeah.
There was a lot of people. Harley
Dice. Yeah, it might even been Dice. Dice been on the podcast.
Man, who else, bro? Man, let me tell you. First rhyme. Tell you the first rhyme cow. First rhyme cow. Me and Stretch go way back to just.
And for the people who don't know, Stretch was one of the creators of Rhyme Cow.
Yeah, yeah. So we go way back to like. I see you outside. He was a backpacker.
Mhm.
I was a gangbanger. But I was a gangbanger battler. So I was like,
I appreciate you, Bobby.
So it was wow. So like I would see him just give him bars or whatever, however. So we just, as we got older, however, he comes up to me and gives me a flyer to come to this game show. You feel me?
He said, "Who's winning the battle, Dice or Scrap?" Don't ask this man those type of questions. That's silly.
See, here's the thing. He was in those rhyme cows too. I'm just saying.
Right.
I can. Don't. Y'all already know what's going on here. Legend. Wear many hats, you know what I mean? But
Right.
no, the Dice, that's my man. He would think he would win because he's still relative and still working. But like,
Yeah.
he still is like, I think he finally caught up. You know what I mean? To where I was already at. It's like, Dice, I'm just fucking jealous.
What up, Dice? We know you tuned in too, bro.
Love you, Dice, bro.
Sure.
Me and Dice got a relationship that's way different than people would think. Like we know what to do to make people be like, what?
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But so back to it.
Let me see it, like, bro.
He gives me this flyer and tells me to come to this show.
Stretch.
Stretch. Stretch gives me this flyer. He says, come to the show at Shadow Lounge, and you can get a chance to rap. You'll be able to get a chance to rap and come up on stage. It's like The Price is Right. You know what I mean? So I was like, word. So I go to the show, I pay my money, I'm standing there, watch the whole show, and he's pulling tickets. And if everybody got a ticket.
And if your ticket get pulled, you come up.
Yeah, but if you don't,
you don't come up.
You don't come up.
Mm-hmm.
So mine didn't come up. So I'm like, did loud as hell because on me, I'm like, yo, what type of fucking scandal is this? Give me my fucking $10 back, bro. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you got me coming here thinking I'm gonna rap, not get a chance to rap. I want my $10 back. Like everybody's like, Scrap, you tripping over $10? I'm like, no, I'm tripping because I didn't get to rap. I paid $10 to rap, not to watch dudes that can't rap.
Mm.
And I was like, sign me up for the next one and I'll win. Simple as that. So he structured it different.
So you was there for the very first round.
Yes.
That's crazy.
My outburst is the reason why he changed it.
Okay.
Because no one was going to pay to go be The Price is Right. I'm paying you $10 every week and still not get a chance. No, not doing that.
Right.
So he did what he had to do on his end. It wasn't like I told him to or whatever, but he did fix it. And he did give me the $10 back. You know what I'm saying? I got the $10 back. So then my very, very first rhyme cow, Real Deal's in this motherfucker.
I think Real Deal made a song called Shadow Lounge too.
Probably. Real's in it, John Quest, Apex. and I can't Farouk. Yeah, Farouk.
Yeah, Ajax. Yeah,
Ajax.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. Not Apex. Ajax.
Ajax,
Ajax was in it. So,
Apex was the group.
Yeah, Apex was the group. So me,
Shout out Apex. Those the homies.
here I am,
Yeah.
Rhyme Cow. I don't know that everybody is prepared. I'm not. I don't know this stuff, but I'm raw with it. So as I'm rapping, I don't care. You know, Ajax is sitting on the stage, and I said something about Rock'em Socket, and he had on a Houston Rocket hat on. And I said, "This is Pittsburgh. Fuck the Houston Rockets." I grabbed his hat and flipped it to the crowd like. I didn't even know what was going on until I watched it on video. He stood up, like, and somebody was like, "Chill." It gets way deeper. This is probably the best thing ever.
And this is before URL and all those type battles where
right
where they was doing they be on that type stuff. Now back then it was a little bit different type of climate.
Yeah. So now I get to the finals. Boom. It's Scrap versus Real Deal.
Yeah.
We're in the finals. Me, I don't know this little dude. Like, I heard of you, but I know him, but I don't. But now everybody's like, that's Real Deal. And Real Deal and Scrap, this is probably gonna be the best battle ever. Okay, so we have to battle at the end if it's a tie.
Right.
So lo and behold, we tie. We got a battle. 1 round. Crowd picks who wins.
Mm-hmm.
We battle. Crowd's turn. Scrap. Everybody fucking screaming. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. They like, Real Deal. Everybody screaming. I'm like okay. They're like, go again. I'm like,
y'all hit a double OT.
Yeah. So okay, go. Boom. We go again. Same results. So now we're on a 3rd go around, bro. We rapping again. Same thing. We both look at each other. We're like, what do you want to do? Real Deal's like, I'll take the gift prizes and you take the other prizes. I took the money and the studio time. He took the apparel.
Okay.
But overall, he didn't win.
Why you say that?
They never even dropped the video, bro. It was one of the only.
You're saying you won?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I just didn't have home field advantage.
Yeah.
All of them. I didn't listen. I didn't know majority of them people. I already had won that crowd. That was his crowd, and they were cheering for me. That's how I felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, I really think not like I dominated them, but I think I had enough to win. And what really made me believe, but like what really made me believe that is, you know, they released a lot of the Ram Cows. Like after it was over, they drop it on YouTube, just some clips and everything. They vaulted it, bro.
What do you think the reason for that was?
Because he was URLing.
Yeah. They did. You think they did it as a favor to him?
Yeah, it didn't hurt. It didn't. I used to just sit there and always talk to Stretch about it, and I'd be like, "Where's that video?" He'd be like, "Oh, it's around." I'm like, well, "I just won it. I won it for my keepsake,
for personal." Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But it was monumental, though.
Did you ever get it? You ever get the footage?
No, I just talked to him about it 2 days ago. I talked to him about it all
What's
the time.
What's up with the footage? What are you saying? What does he say?
It's around. You got to talk to, and I'm like,
yo, he hit you with this around.
Yeah, but he's right. It is around, but I'm not willing to have that conversation with who it's around with. It's not that important.
I invited Real Deal. I invited Real Deal down too. You can come on Marley State of Mind podcast, talk about it too, bro.
But on the Real Deal end of thing too, like, I admire Real Deal too, because like, again, they had. Bro, Rhyme Cow, my history with Rhyme Cow is crazy, bro. Mm-hmm. So they had a Rhyme Cow where they had teams. He's like, he comes up with this great idea. I got teams. And I'm like, you see my squad? Like, you see my statement record kids, bro? We're going to win this. He's like, here you go with this we're gonna win this thing. Blah 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 blah. We won, the team won. So then he had,
Who was on your team?
oh
Do you
man,
recall?
me, and I wasn't even supposed to be in it. I just got in it because bro. I don't even. There was so many rhyme cows. There was one, somebody didn't show up. I was just like, I'll get in. That was like one that, like, I damn near got to the finals on something I didn't even plan to do. But uh, who was on my team? It was me. I'm gonna say it was me, my little brother. I can't remember, bro. But I do know
Oh, good. Shout
there,
out to the team
there was
nonetheless.
four of us, and then we had another one where uh Power Gang Sean,
Yeah.
they had it at Spirit, and he won that. So then Stretch decides to have this. Uh, this was like maybe right before COVID. I think he decides to have like this reunion one. You know, I get to the finals, and they really cheated me, bro.
Damn, I think I
Listen,
remember
you.
the
This is how
event.
you know. This is how you know. I'm not gonna say cheated. I'm gonna say not gonna say cheated. They just let someone that shouldn't have been a judge this event. You know what I mean? They didn't earn the status yet. They didn't understand what it was hitting for. They just were, they were the type of person that'll judge you on how you were last time.
Uh,
Like, well, last time I seen you, you was, you know what I mean? But this time it was like, bro, this ain't about the last time. The content,
Who was
this
that?
is
Who's the
this is
judge?
it was C No Chill. He's a battle rap judge. You're
Yeah.
looking for battle rap bars, bro. This is
This isn't that type of platform.
no. So
Right.
this is what made it crazy. After the person reasons, they
Oh,
get
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm familiar with bro.
After they give reasons his score, and then they give me my score, the DJ packs up and leaves. He's like, I looked right at him. I felt like I was back to the old me. I look at C like, I should punch you in your face. Like, what? And then Dave Kenny, he's a battle rapper. He's one that if it ain't what it's supposed to be, he'll speak on it.
Yeah.
Even that day, he was like, damn, they just rock scrap. Real deal comes over and goes, I'm having a moment, bro. I'm like, I'm not doing no more rhyme cows. And he was, Stretch was like, well, can you at least help me? Because that's my man's. Like that's
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I'll, but he structured it up real nice right now. I, I pound him with being just them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dude, you're stuck. Like, why are you trying to still do it the same way when you still have it? And no one's gonna come watch me and Dice and fucking John Questing them play Rhyme Cow again.
Right.
No, just the ones that we know. It'll
Yeah,
just be
people that are
like
just on some
it'll be
nostalgic
it'll
shit.
be a reunion. I was like,
Yeah.
are you doing this for reunions or are you doing this for some money, bro? I said at the end of the day, bro, you gotta make some type of money. You can't just fork out money and fork out dollars. And I said, if you really, really, really people, I had to I'm like even with button pusher, like I these are people that have so much following and so much talent and so much knowledge that you know when we're talking that we had these frustrated conversation about these grown ass people that
Right.
don't want to do shit to be this. I'm trying to do this. And I'm like, that's because y'all are dealing with these grown ass people. Like,
Who are stuck in their ways, more or less.
yeah,
Yeah.
who don't realize 30 grand a month's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not even trying to get that, not even realizing that like $100 a day off of if you
Off of something you love, off of music.
that's 3 grand a month, bro.
Yeah.
That's more. That's for what 40. That's what 40, 30, 38 maybe. Almost 38, something like that a year.
Yeah.
You, if I can make 100 a day off of my music, You mean to tell me I'm still making more money than I do that works at McDonald's? All right, I'm cool.
$300 a day make you six figures, Jesse said.
So
So
it's like when you
add that up.
all right, so here now listen to this. This is really where it gets crazy to me because y'all gonna be like, Scrap, what the hell's wrong with you? So nothing. All right, I'm gonna answer the question for all y'all. So like you just said 300 a day makes you
Six
six
figures.
figures, right? Okay, so how can
A
someone
little bit over it.
how can you mathematically tell me that that bum sitting there 7 days a week downtown with how many people you think walk downtown a day?
Probably stupid. Like Pittsburgh, he's talking like
Even Pittsburgh, just no,
more than that.
more than that. Pittsburgh
We're probably talking about 10 bands.
about 10,000.
Yeah, we're
That's what I
probably
was
talking like
thinking.
10 grand.
Like 10,000, right?
Yeah.
50 cent from all of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
A day.
5 bands, bro. Just quick with that math. Let's see. Know how to add that up.
Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy.
When you really think about it, and it's like, wait a minute, you don't even got a bill. You don't even buy clothes or nothing. You don't care.
Yeah, right. They probably got it. Low key. They pulling them numbers though. They probably got it.
Even half of that, 10 cent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I've been thinking about that
crazy.
all the time. Like, bro, it's there's no way. Like somebody,
but you're saying that to say like people don't get the big picture of it ain't about getting $1 million right now.
No, you don't. You know,
you could build it. Every penny adds up to
if
$1.
you-
Every dollar adds up to another.
if there's something you really, really love to do, you know what I mean? Like even for me, like I'm just now I'm getting my focus back into this. You know what I mean? I fell hard off the wagon of like just the hardest hustle possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if like
let's definitely get into that, right? Because you're doing Rom Cal, and after that, and you were part of one of the first shows I've ever been a part of where I had to sign a contract. Was with you down the Shadow Lounge.
Was it Proud to Be Local?
I think this was before Proud to Be Local. Hollywood was like helping you with registration and shit. I can't recall exactly what the name of the event was, but it was the first time that I've been a part of something. I'm like, damn, this shit's professional as hell. Like,
Oh, it was Proud to Be Local.
It was Proud to Be Local.
So I had Proud to Be Local. Like a lot of people tie me in Hollywood to Proud to Be Local, but I had Proud to Be Local already going.
Yeah.
Like so, that was one of my first shows. So I'm not known to be like when my name was known. I wasn't no lame. You know what I
Right.
mean? So when you heard my name, it was like, oh shit. So I come into the Shadow Lounge, Justin Strong. Shout out Justin Strong.
Indeed.
I come to him and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to have some shows here. And the Shadow Lounge wasn't designed for the kid that comes in with the blue flag hanging out the back of his pocket.
Right.
Like, you mean you trying to have rappers come here? And you really got that flag in your pocket? Like
Right.
you're that okay? Like you're that bold? Like, but I was like, I can guarantee this, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be so professional, probably be the most professional shit that you had.
That's taking place down here.
You know what I mean? So I was always professional. I knew this shit. So I made it professional as possible. And then, it was all about the impression. Once I was able to impress him, he wanted me to do more. He said,
Gave you free reign.
Yeah,
basically.
he said, you're going to have one once a month? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's go. So then when it got overwhelming for me, Hollywood, bro. Shout out Hollywood, because that's my cuz, and like she is very smart, you know what I mean? She was
Right.
very, very good with organizing and very good with just typing and just building. Like she could build websites, all types of stuff, you know what I mean? So
yeah, just adding to the professionalism.
right. So she was in her world, she was trying to start promoting, because me and Hollywood go back to, that's like my little cuz, like that's my cuz, like, you know what I mean?
Real family. Yeah.
So we go back so far to her first rhyme, you know what I mean? And me kind of being like, Not even before she even rapped about it, she was just like, I'm trying to be in the group. And I was just like, what? Get out of here. Stop playing around. You always being goofy.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I wrote this hard rap. And she rapped that shit, bro. I was like, oh, yeah. You're gonna be in our group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she was doing a show. I'm real good with the acronyms and shit. So, but she was doing a show. She wanted to do. She seen what I was doing with Proud to Be Local. So she wanted to do. She's real into the women thing. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
So she wanted to do her own woman show.
Was that where PMS came from?
Right.
Okay.
Right. I helped her break that down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she went with that. So then I was just like, you know what? We might as well just gel this all together. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm in competition with you. You know what I mean? You having shows, whatever. I said we just gel it all in. You be proud to be local. You know what I mean? And then we went from there, and then Justin always allowed us to have the shows. And then, just
And even at that time, you were kind of ahead of your time because you started doing Proud to Be Local merch. You found ways to expand that
bro,
and make it really like a movement, Proud to Be Local movement.
what was my biggest pull, my best investment and worst pullback was proudtobelocal.com. That Hollywood, oh man, if we had the patience for it, we had proudtobelocal.com. It was right around like maybe 2 years into Facebook's move. You know what I mean? What we were trying to do was we were trying to emulate Facebook a little bit, but it was only geared for artists and musicians and everything. We had it all set up. We had, we put so much money and time into that, but you know, we didn't have the outside network. We just had a bunch of Pittsburgh people that would say the dumbest shit ever, like, why would I be proud to be local? And it's like, what? It's like people would just literally be like, Scrap, man, you gotta get over this probably local thing, man. There's so much money out here. And I'm like, bro, why are y'all like
Don't you understand local was everywhere?
it's a brand. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a brand. It's like if I could get proud to be local in 50 different states,
right?
bro,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
they're not everybody's gonna just be proud to be local, but
yeah.
that doesn't make me proud to be just local, bro. I'm proud that I come from local and proud to be locals all over the nation. And then like Scoot Hicks used to always
Like
say,
that's like no different than Buy American, American made. Like obviously
right,
there's bigger than America, but
right.
right.
And Scoot Hicks used to always be like, Scrap, it's proud we proud to be local, but we bound to be global. And I was like, right, you know what I'm saying? And then I remember one time getting into it with someone. I had a proud to be local event in Miami, you know what I'm saying? And we in Pittsburgh, and someone's just like, yo, you just local. Da, 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 da. They're going crazy. I'm like, bro, like you're local. Like you are local. That's it. Where have you wrapped that? I said, my last proud to be local was in Miami, bro. And then I had one in Ohio, and Ohio's so big. I always say Ohio, but there's Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Columbus.
We had so many in so many different places, but we had a shit ton in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like people's mind frame and the way that they think and their process, the hatred and to see someone doing something the way that they
wish they could.
Yeah, instead of just like, you heard, like it's like you said, I'm very professional, so people go with what's being said.
Yeah.
So with you following suit on everything that needed to be done, you know what I'm saying? There was never no friction between us, never had to be, because the business was good. Things were done the way they were supposed to be. If it was $500 charge, which is never the case, but if it was $500 charge, and signing the contract, you would read the contract, you would give the $500, we would shake hands, you go about your business, you understand the plan. If you needed the tickets would come to you, boom. Somebody else, it's like, only got 400. And my answer is, well, I can't give you a slot. And it's like, for real? This is how you doing it? Niggas is wild. They go out the door, they tell this person, and this person getting their feelings because that person was in their feelings.
Right.
And it's like,
because they didn't handle business the way they were supposed to.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm supposed to like you. I don't even know you. And like to be 100%, if it was my dad, my brother, my sister, they're not getting that discount. They're not getting that discount unless, you know, it's something that I have full control of and be able to discount.
I
You know what
always
I'm
felt
saying?
I always felt people do that too often, where they think because they have a familiar relationship with someone that they're entitled to some type of discount, or not to pay full price. When in turn, if they were going to Walmart to an individual that they have no idea or know from anything, they never negotiate the price. If it says
Never.
if it says $4.99, they're paying $4.99 with no hesitation. When you should give someone that you know the same type of respect, because that is true support.
Why wouldn't you give the person you know more respect, because you
Right.
know it's going to help them? It's
Right.
going to legitimately help them. You know it's going to put a piece of steak on the damn table for them.
Right.
Like, why would you want to like to cut a corner for you? And you know you got it. And you got the whole fab. You just trying to see if
If you can get
you
away
can
with
get
something.
away with it so
Yeah.
you can get a little extra weed or whatever the fuck it is that you do. And it's it'd be crazy, man. You know? It's wild.
Did you and I say this knowing the answer, I'm sure we all do, but did you find a lot of did you run into a lot of obstacles with that, with dealing with artists who might have had the inflated ego and thought they were owed something because they were talented, or who they believed themselves to be? Did you find that to be an issue often doing promotion?
It was a lot of times it was the issue, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that was where, you know, that's where I always let the numbers, and that's where my arguments would come with somebody. If somebody be like, yo, I'm fucking popping, and you don't even, you know, like we'll use the awards for instance. You know, there was people like, you know, coming at me like I didn't even get nominated. This is some bullshit. Da, 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 da. I'm like, bro, listen to yourself. First of all, you got 300 views on your video. All right. You don't know, but the criteria to even get any, he's kind of into it. You had to have 1,000 or more. So
Right.
we weren't interested in you. And then we didn't pick the people.
Right.
You didn't promote to be, or you didn't promote hard enough for people to vote for you to
To be
nominate
nominated.
you,
Yeah.
or they seen your name on there
Yeah.
and they didn't pick you, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What does that have to do with me?
Yeah, that Pumas was crazy, and I'm trying to make sure we stay in order. But yeah,
My bad.
so let's no, you good. No, it's whatever. It's your hour, bro. It's Mr. Scrap time. But I definitely want to touch on the Pumas, because that was very special, and I think the smartest thing you did, and you kind of told me, because we had that type of relationship, but I didn't even know until after the fact, that you were behind the Pumas, and you were like, yeah, I wanted to keep it that way because like people have a tendency to hate on things, or hate on people that they may not even know, just because they heard or their friend or whatever, and you were smart enough to know that, and be aware of that, and keep your name out of any type of promotion or anything that had to do with it. I think it was a mystery to everyone as to who was doing it. And you had an incredible venue. You were able to do it at the August Wilson Center,
Right.
which is crazy because they do a lot of plays. They do like big, what I mean? It's like a big deal to be at the August Wilson Center. And you guys did it right. You did it the correct way. And by the way, I was nominated for hip hop album of the year
Right.
during that Puma Marley State of Mind, while we're here, first one. But anyway, it was very dope that you guys had it at that venue. You even had a blog. You even had blogs there.
I think that,
There was
man,
there was
you
a
know,
few blogs. There's still footage of that up there as
I
well.
got yeah, there, bro. It might have been almost 10 years ago. I think it was 2014.
Yeah, yeah, it was around that time. Yeah,
So, okay, that's interesting. It's good
but
to know.
yeah, very very fire.
My bad.
What inspired you to continue and do? Because there was other Pumas prior to that. What inspired you to even bring that about?
All right. So again,
And
being
Pumas is the Pittsburgh Underground Music Awards for those who don't know.
I was, you know, again, it goes along with me being a kid. You know what I mean? Along with when I was doing that, when I was doing the ninth grade project and stuff in the not statement records, but getting a record label and just being in the music business, I always felt like, you know, I was gonna be the guy to put Pittsburgh on the map. You know what I mean? So once I got into the music and start doing all of the shows and everything, um, Dwayne Muhammad, uh, rest in peace, Dwayne Muhammad. He had brought the Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards here. Um, I involved myself. I tried to involve myself in it. You know what I mean? Got really involved in it. Because at the time I was moving and shaking real heavy. So got tried to get my hands involved in it, and you know, a lot of people was involved, but you know, when the awards happened, it just it was everybody. The energy was so great. You know
Yeah,
what I
it was
mean?
crazy.
And I started to like get a better relationship with Muhammad. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
you know, me and Devin, a promotional push and all of that. So I was able
Promo
to.
push. What up, Dev?
I just felt like when I was there, a lot of people would call it, you know, like call me the ultimate critic. But I just was always like, as an artist, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm just counting all the money. And then I'm looking at, you know, a lot of the winners. And then I'm looking at how it just didn't seem right. You know what I mean? I was like, this just don't seem right. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
Like, they don't know what they're doing. So as you know, I put my 2 cents in, and Dwayne, you know, we sat down, we discussed, you know, I would give him ideas. He would, you know, not that he would use them, but I just, you know, spoke up on it. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So he had another one, and then, you know, later on he passed away. You know what I mean? And when he passed away, I just felt like that was nice. It was a cool event. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
great networking event.
I felt like if anybody could do an awards, it could be me. You know what I'm saying? Because what I do in the music is I'm committed to this. Like this is what I do. Like I cut hair, but I'm yeah, no, like I try to tell people like you know me from what? Music, bro. Like I was at every show possible. Like we was everywhere, like everywhere. We was handing out literature everywhere,
Yeah,
on stage, off stage, behind stage, backstage, just everywhere. Like leaving one show, like people, and this was another thing that this is something real quick that I got to get into. People used to be offended by us leaving. You know, and people would always post shit like that, like niggas always leaving, motherfuckers is performing and stuff. And it's
yeah,
like, bro, there's 5 other shows. I'm going to show love to everybody, bro.
right,
And I got network to do. I ain't here to really watch you perform. I'm really here, honestly, to take or share or get your fans to like us too.
right.
You feel me? Like that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to watch you perform. I seen you perform at Laga last week, bro.
Right.
And you're still doing the same
Same
shit, rapping
material.
over your motherfucking lyric. You ain't rehearsed a bit yet. You just still drunk up there. You know, drop the mic 6 times. No, nobody buy him out. I heard it's my man's got still got time to go see him. And there's 200 people over here. I'm grabbing this bundle of flowers that stays in the back of my car and I'm passing them the fuck out.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I'm
there for
saying?
business.
I'm here for business. And you know, that's why I try to tell a lot of people like, you know me from this, you know me from business, you know me from music. You don't know me other than that. If you see me in real life, you'll be surprised.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, man, there's so much, man. I'm telling you, like, but the Pumas, you know,
Yeah.
so what made me want to do the Pumas was, you know, I was always okay with the dumbed down version. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how things work, you know. I know that like when you're watching the Oscars or the Grammys, we'll say the BT Awards, we'll go to BT Awards. We'll say when I'm watching the BT Awards, I know that when like Little John comes up to the podium and he says, today's nominees, I know that all they did was edited everything early
Right.
and then play it on that big ass screen
Right.
and then everybody claps and cheers or whatever. And I was like, I want to do that
Yeah.
because the last one didn't have that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what else bothered me the most? You know what bothered me the most at the Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards, bro? That they was playing music from like
Oh, that wasn't even from
mainstream,
the region.
like just mainstream
Yeah.
music. That bothered me so bad. Like it
Yeah.
was just like, why? I, like, is nobody not offended that they don't hear like, you know
Their
what I mean?
music. Yeah.
So when I structured the Pumas, it was like, okay, we're gonna reach out to the artist. we're gonna have artists show love to one another. You know what I mean? We're gonna have them come up like they do in the Grammys and introduce the categories and pass out the award to the person coming up. Everybody that was nominated that was in a finalist had to submit a song just in case they won.
Yeah.
So when we got the final list of the people that won, we submitted it over to DJ Afterthought, who was the DJ,
Yeah.
and he had a list of what songs to play when the envelope was open.
Right.
He didn't have no name; it just had
Track
track
whatever.
one,
Yeah.
winner one, winner two, winner three, because it was all, you know what I mean, it was structured up that way. So for me, I felt that walking up, coming up while your song's playing, it's and somewhere in your head you're gonna click like, damn,
This is fire.
this is fire.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know what I mean? So then you go up there, and then when you also go up there, you get to show some love. You know what I mean? You dap each other up, whatever. Then you get to say something on the mic, just like the fucking
The real awards.
just
Yeah.
like the real awards. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nothing no different. Open
Nothing
up
watered down. Yeah.
nothing watered down. So it was really that was really how it went. The first one, we had it at the August Wilson. It was like, this is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
so as we did that, we had to keep it quiet. Like, we kept it so quiet. People just kept asking all these questions of who's this and who's that? Why is it this? And da 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 da. And
And I think it made it better so people didn't have a reason to
right.
find a reason to be mad at it, because now they don't associate anyone with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't know it was you until after the fact, bro.
We didn't want nobody to know. And then that day listen, it took a meeting. It took a meeting because we weren't going to tell them, we weren't going to tell nobody again. We were going to send other people out there to act fake as ever. We were going to send it would have been probably the best trick ever, because after people found out, they kind of was judging us off of who was picked and everything. But what people don't understand was our awards was, bro, it
was all about votes.
Bro, it was all about votes. We had Jay Connor too on the back end.
What up, Jay, man? That's my dog.
Salute Jay Connor, because
that's my dog.
Jay Connor is a very, 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 very smart, brilliant mind.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And when it comes to tech and stuff, bro,
yeah, POPGH.
POPGH.
Yeah.
When it comes to tech and stuff, he was able to, between him and Hollywood, they were able to have the system where you couldn't vote and it would kick out. But we also we weren't just alone. Like, we literally, people that would get voted, we literally would have people going to check, or just ourselves going to watch videos. Like, damn, he got 2,000 videos. Like, you know what I mean? We went to go see how many uploads and all that other stuff on the.
Do you think you were real tuned into the scene around that time, like the local scene?
So like for me, like I say to everybody, like, I know all the rappers.
Yeah.
From the beginning to like just all of them. Like so many was in Proud to Be Local, the Venue, the Pumas. I've
with that being said, let me ask you this. What was like, give me like like three of the most memorable performances that you've seen.
The first most memorable, I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1.
All right.
I'll go 3, 2, 1. All right. I know number one for sure because I almost said it, but I gotta think
about 2 and 3.
I'm gonna exclude my group.
Okay.
Because I think the number one, I'm gonna say the number one for my group was Laga. That was the number one. Okay, so that's just excluding my group because that shit was crazy. I got crazy footage of that still on VCR tape. But okay, so number 3. Boy. Oh, bro. I remember when sorry Pittsburgh, but like this guy, Kojo, he came, he was a guy I met networking. He came from Maryland. He did a lot of my shows.
Okay.
He's like, he did a song where, like,
was that bro with the singer? He had like a singer with him.
He might have. He's like real hip hop, like almost like Hove. Sound like Hove a little bit. he was rapping against himself one time, like
Yeah, I think
switching
like
back
he
and
moved his hat and everything.
yeah,
Like
like
I know exactly what you're
the
talking about.
older him,
Yeah,
the older him versus the younger him.
yeah,
Like right. So that was later. Like, but when he first came, bro, he had Smiling Moose,
yeah, yep.
bro. The manager was like, bro, down from downstairs. He's like, I thought the place was going to fall, and I was like, bro, he went,
And this is someone who came from out of town to a whole nother
yeah,
place and
yeah,
had the crowd rocking like that.
yep. And then this one, the second, like there's been so many, but like ones that people never seen before. Like there was this one night, bro, and this ain't too far, but like trapping Yick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I snuck in one night. Me and my man's
What up, Yick?
I love Yick. That's my little cuz,
Hey,
man.
he's
You
really
know what
one
I'm
of the
saying?
hardest working dudes
Bro.
in music.
And like one,
So many videos, so much music.
and he speak his mind.
Yeah.
So one day I say to him, just real quick, I say to him one time, he asked me to buy a CD. And I'm like, what? What I'm gonna buy your CD for? It's like 20 something, bro. You need to put it on some type of something so I can scan it or some shit. And then he kind of like was like, nigga, and then like later on he came back like, bro, you was right. I was like, yeah, who got a CD player, bro? Like, you know what I mean? So and then but anyhow, back to the night, my man's he just gets home, he just comes home, or whatever, and he like, bro, I'm trying to stop at this little spot real quick. So I'm like, all right. So we stop, and then I really ain't. Yeah, if you know me, I really ain't into really being out and shit, and I really ain't into like. I'm not into the like, not into the hood shit, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? I really ain't. I used to, even when I was outside, I wasn't really into the hood shit. Like it's not for me.
It's not
So
appealing to you.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we go in, it's fucking packed, bro. I'm like, oh, what do you get me into, bro? It's like when you walk through, it's like a little front room,
Yeah.
and it's kind of cordial, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And then you open this door, and next thing you know, you're like,
You get real ratchet.
I said, what? And then I seen Yick up there. Man, he's doing oh damn, what song is it?
The new joint?
No, it got like the fuck. I can't think on point right now, but it got like a West Coast type beat to it. But anyhow, yo, that motherfucker had that joint going crazy. I was like this.
Yeah.
I was shaking my head like, yeah, all right, all right. And then I got one more. Asco.
Yeah.
Asco
Hunt
at
K.
yes, Asco at Alter. I was like, damn, yo. I was like, because here's what the coolest part was about it.
Yeah.
We had just got my youth football team had just got kicked out of a football league for being too aggressive.
What? What?
Yeah, it was in the newspaper and everything.
Too
right?
aggressive.
Yeah, too aggressive.
How's that happening in football? I thought
This
that
is,
was
this
the
is when
whole.
this is when the transition was starting to happen. No hitting the quarterback, tag them, you know what I
Good
mean?
God.
Tag at the hip, all that stuff. So yeah, we get kicked out, but we had a football tournament. Being that we got kicked out, we took them to a football tournament in Kennisburg. So we had a van. I hit a Basco. I let him know I'm bringing my kids. We sneak sneak the kids from the football tournament at night and take them to Alter.
That's crazy.
They're on stage.
That's crazy.
They had a time of their life because
Yeah, they probably loved it.
Dab
Lord, yeah.
Dab Lord had the city going crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Dab Lord had the city going crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna transition to a good question with that one after that. Go ahead. Though.
Yeah, Dab Lord had the city going
Definitely
crazy.
did.
So like all the kids knew the words.
That was one of the first songs I feel like that was played on a radio that wasn't like that was from a local artist that was played in regular rotation on the radio. Like
all the time.
Our radio station, yeah.
Yeah, all the time. And I used to always, ask her, that's my man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember being proud to be local and have events and then going places. I just remember, I think it was Bully Entertainment that he was in. I just remember all of these. I could see their faces when they was younger. You know what I mean? And just like watching them grow. Excuse me, watching them grow and like, you know, it's cool watching that shit, bro. It's just
Yeah.
like a wonderful feeling, man. Like, cause watching that, I used to, you know, it would be what was weird was, it had its own privilege to it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it's like, you know, me knowing Asco and having that being cool with him and being able to get my kids there, that stuff that to this day they talk to me about, like, coach, these dudes is 20. Like, the matter of fact, was that? Yeah, one of the players' moms texted me today, thanking me for all the stuff she does. He was just playing football and playing TV, playing college football or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, these are things that they talk about, like, coach, how did you get us in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're older
It's
now.
still,
Like,
they still feel the effects of that today.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or the
right.
impact, I should say, of
Right.
that
So
today.
it's like, I just try to always try to tie it, put it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then 2Gs, bro.
Yeah.
One of the best shows. For my first big show, it was Lyrical Mayhem. Shout out Goodnight, Fred Boca. You
DJ
know what I mean?
Goodnight.
They was the ones who they set the Berg on fire.
Yeah.
They set the Berg on fire with their first showcase, bro. Set the Berg on fire. Like, it was unheard of for us to get to perform and rap and be in Oakland and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, that thing was crazy. It was crazy. Boy, I got footage. I'll show it. I'll show it to you. It was crazy. 2Gs and Almighty Records. We just got done killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we just got done killing it. We didn't think nothing could top that. You know what I mean? And he came on right after us. And with shout out 2Gs, that's my man. You know what I mean? He doing battling and stuff. He's still holding
Oh, he's
it
battling?
down. Yeah, he's still holding
I
it
know
down
he
for
had
the
I know
OGs.
he had a lot of big records, and he was one of the first artists. No, I'm not gonna say one of the first, but one of the artists from the Berg who were collaborating with like mainstream artists.
Yeah, he was, 2Gs, unlike just like all of us, we all make decisions to, the streets was real for us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So we chose, we didn't have to choose the streets, but once we was involved, you know what I mean, they kind of played effect on some of the outcome of things. But 2Gs was in some great situations. Like, man, that man has a wonderful pen, bro. And he's his personality and just his character, bro. That look, here's another to me. Man, I got so many stories, they just pop up in my head. So one time, 2Gs ain't really, this is crazy. He's a battle rapper now, but he never really was. You know what I mean? So he's downtown. I get off a bus, right? You know what I mean? And he runs up on me, bro. He like, yo.
This is before you knew him?
Yeah, no, I know him, but
Oh, okay.
we just, we know each other from,
Music.
rap and music.
Yeah, music, yeah.
And he's a blood. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm a full-blown Crip. So
Yeah.
he's like, as he's coming up, he got this extra energy. And I'm kind of like, what's going on here? He like, yo, I need you to come over here. These niggas think they can rap. I need you to fry these niggas. I said, what? Word up. Go over that bar.
Ain't even ask no questions.
No questions. Go over there, just went to town on these dudes. It was crazy. And these dudes just looking confused as hell, like, ain't that
Dang,
supposed
where
to be?
bro come from?
No, like, ain't that supposed to be fighting or something?
Yeah.
Like,
on some set tripping shit.
like, what's going on here? And that's another thing that was beautiful about hip hop. You know what I mean? It took two people that
from different backgrounds.
If it wasn't for hip hop, people would have been ducking shells.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't like he was in an area that was across the street from my area.
It put people in rooms who would otherwise not have any reason to be in the same room.
Right.
And gave them a common place to, in a common what is it? A common passion to talk about.
Yeah.
To kind of bridge the gap. Now, what we talked about Dab Lord, and I often think about it sometime. Where do you give me like your we'll say top 5 biggest records from the city? Like Dab Lord. I'll tell you mine first. Let me see if I can do 5. I'll tell you mine first. I'm gonna say Puffin' on a Perp, Government Gang. I feel like that's one of them records that you could play in the city, you know what I mean? Especially with a certain generation, and everybody's gonna do every word to it. You feel me? I'm the man. That's money.
I was no, I just it's crazy because I was going. You took. It's funny. You see how I looked at you real quick. Because in my head, I was like, I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember the verses because I was gonna say, I was like, I just got
Hey,
paid.
yeah. I'm the man. I'll tell you. I'm the man. That's money.
Yeah.
Dab Lord,
Yeah.
Asco, 100K. What's that? 3. Of course, Elm Street, Jimmy Wapo.
Oh yeah.
You play Elm Street anywhere,
No,
everybody knows it word for word. Bro, I was at this game. I was at Greensburg Central Catholic, and they were playing Elm Street. Like the fans were playing Elm Street, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do these Catholic school kids know about
Oh.
Elm Street?
We just-
And now even today, they're like they're young. Like Elm Street,
Yeah.
it's a few years old now.
We just my football team was just they listen to WAPO all pregame.
Yeah,
And they know every word. I'd be like, man. But I just remember like bringing in WAPO, I remember telling WAPO, I seen WAPO.
You had WAPO perform in some of your shows?
No, like this is even deeper. Like I seen WAPO one time and I was like, yo, these kids love you, right? And I was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you like some halftime shows at these youth football games, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he showed up at one of my Willow Hills games, bro. He almost had the Michael Jackson effect, bro. No, seriously.
I believe that. Oh, I believe that.
He was running. This is where I had so much more love for him. Like I had so much love for him because he had so much respect for me. You know what I mean? But I was like, okay, I really respect this man. Yo, he's running. Like there's all these kids, bro. Like a lot. Like we're at a football game. He's running like they're like, we gotta get this thing out of here, bro. He's running. He sees me. He just stops. He's like, Coach Scrap, I love you, man. I'm like, that was up. It felt so good. It was like, and then he getting out of there. I said, no, like a lot of people aren't gonna stop in emotion where that's like if you're running for your life, you're not gonna
stop running for your life.
Stop running for your life. You know what I mean? So I just was like, all right, you know what I mean? You being here, us that conversation, you know what I mean? You was planting the seed to be like, I'm about to perform at halftime in this John. You don't even know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was a little cocky. You know what I mean? It was a little cocky with knowing what type of team I had. And I knew we was going to win the championship. You know what I mean? I printed the shirts, champions, 2000, whatever year it was, before we even won.
Right.
So when the game was over, I handed them out.
No surprise.
The other team was looking like,
how do you print those up so fast?
We knew already. And if we lost, I was sending them to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I WAPO, man. That's
Elm Street. That's another song that was played on the radio, like in heavy rotation when it came out.
My
let me give you my last one. I got to give you my last one.
I thought that was 5, my bad.
No, that's 4. And my last one is Bath Salts by Teflon. Bath Salts 3.
Yeah.
Me.
Okay.
Bath Salt 3.
Okay. So mine's is gonna be. These aren't no order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine weren't in any type of order either, but just those 5.
Oh man. So like definitely Dab Lord for sure.
Oh, honorable mentions. Yick right now got that Hot Boy track going crazy too. Let me not forget that. That Hot Boy track going stupid. That's what he was doing.
Real nigga.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Hot, trap nigga. Yeah.
Serving
fiends.
Yeah.
That's look, nigga. He said. And everybody kept going. That's when you know. So that's
definitely. I can't pass
that's
that one.
Up. That's in my 5. That's in my 5.
What, the Hot Boy?
Hot Boy's in my 5. I always say this because it's just this is a joke, but like 50 Cent. It's your birthday.
Oh, because he stole it from Bino.
He really didn't steal it. So like
Bino, my man, like
so
that's one of my we was in a halfway together, me and him.
When we was so I think that
tell me a Dre story.
I think that, they really it wasn't stolen, it was sold it. You know what I mean?
That's not how I heard it.
Yeah, but they know. They know.
We could talk off out. I know something.
I know, but there was more to it. You know what I mean? There's what. Oh man! So I don't
for those who don't know, what we're talking about. because I
Because
didn't even
people
think
don't
about it. Yeah,
understand that
I didn't even.
how
So
so much of music that Dre and them was pumping
oh
out
yeah,
was produced by a whole
Pittsburgh.
bunch of Pittsburgh
Yeah.
producers, like a
Yeah.
whole bunch, bro.
Not even Pittsburgh producer, Pittsburgh writers. Like I said, we're talking
Writers,
about
yeah.
Beano Infinite. You know what I mean? Even on that track, all I really know is your girl one. If you listen to the end of it, Dre shouts out Infinite. Like shout out
Yeah.
Infinite talking about Beano.
Joe Beast.
Joe Beast. Yeah. So for those who don't know, we're talking about the 50 Cent in the club. Go shawty, it's your birthday. There was a song by Rough Chemistry.
It was
Rough Chem.
no.
F3.
Yeah, they wasn't Rough Kim yet.
It was Funky to the Third.
Yeah,
F3.
Yeah, F3. Yeah,
I know about Scrap.
No, I'm saying, but they wasn't Rough Kim.
There wasn't Rough
They
Chemistry at
Rough
the
Kim
time.
yet.
All right, bet.
Right.
Which consisted of B Porter, Infinite. I don't know the other members like that. Who do you?
Rock and Raj and Rampage.
So those were the members, and they had a track. Yep. They had a diss track. It was a diss track, right? It was a response to another track. But they started off Go Shorty, it's your birthday. They and 50 Cent end up using that, and at that time Mailman was producing a lot of tracks for Dre. A lot of people don't know that. Like that Chronic 2001 is really Mailman, and Mailman's from the Hill District out in Pittsburgh. He produced a lot of those tracks, as well as a lot of tracks for a lot of West Coast artists, and as well as even Eminem. But yeah, so that's what we're referring to when we talk about 50 Cent, and he said it's a Pittsburgh track because it does have Pittsburgh influence in it for sure. For those who may not know, so that's fire. I forget about that type shit sometimes.
I don't.
I forget about that type shit sometimes. Oh, is that the track? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we could have plugged it in for sure. Yeah. Here we go. Yes.
He said, well, since it's my birthday, let's use it.
Is this in your 5? You putting that one in your 5 or no? No, that's
21 Smash Money.
Okay. Oh yeah, yep.
21 Smash Money's in my 5. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go with Hot Boy, 21, Dab Lord. 2G's used to have a song called PGH on man. That shit was crazy too. I'm putting that one in there. And my 5th one. Fucking Amber Alert, bro.
No, that's a crazy. I laugh because of the video, the visual.
It had an effect.
As soon as you said, yeah, it definitely did, bro. It definitely did.
That shit had an effect, and people knew it.
She got Hollywood had a couple of joints though. The Ice Cream Moscato went stupid when she dropped it. The Ice Cream Moscato went stupid.
I know that she everybody, y'all know it. This is,
Amber Alerts by Hollywood.
I'm saying these songs because I know them I know them a lot. I know a lot of their words.
Yeah, this is your opinion. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just
and don't y'all get mad if we didn't mention a song that y'all like. No, this is just our opinion.
Right.
Like,
and in my head, I'm like, my head is arguing. You know what I mean? My head is arguing. Like, you didn't say this person, but it's like,
say it then. Go ahead, give them the honorable mentions.
Nah, because one honorable mention gets another honorable mention.
Yeah, then it turns into 5 to 10.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So did I say 5? Yeah,
you said 5.
Yeah, that's because
Amber Alert's your last one though.
I'm going with Ice Cream Moscato.
Oh, he switched it up.
Yeah,
Ice Cream Moscato.
Hold on, man. I'm going with Amber Alert because it was
Amber. Pick one. Which one?
Amber Alert because it was. Yeah, I like Amber Alert.
Amber Alert
because it had its effect. You know what I mean? People like Ice Cream Moscato, but like when Amber Alert came on, everybody knew Amber Alert was on, and people knew the words. And then, like it did what it was supposed to do. Like when we would be places and shit, you know what I'm saying? People like, yo, that Amber Alert, yo, you killed. And I'm like, okay. So
It
yeah.
definitely. I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hollyhead.
Then you
If you
got,
come across this,
you know,
it felt like it was bath salt inspired too. It had that feel to it,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
bath salt.
yeah. Then it's Marley's my shit.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
it is.
I never talk about me musically on here. Try not to anyway. Keep it
So that's
because I'm
my
just the host today.
that'll be
Yeah.
my honorable mention.
All right, but
Yeah, but I'm not saying that because you're sitting here.
yeah,
It I start think like there's more as because my brain is it's getting older, so there's so much music, and I just start thinking about people's songs. Like I didn't say I'm the man, but
yeah,
like it didn't have that effect on me that I knew there's old Wiz
yeah.
and there's old Mac Miller too. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Before the rock, like right, like
Before the radio records.
yeah. So there's oh boy, there's so many. But I like those are five that I would play. Just if you say give me you got five songs to play over and over, that's all you get in our room. You ain't going nowhere. It'll be them ones
It'd be
because
those
they
five.
they have they have memory to them and they have reason to them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's a reason for them being those five. You know what I mean? They were proven. They were not just songs that were heard. I've watched people sing them. I've watched
people know 'em word for
shows
word.
people know them word for word.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And when you have that, that means they're doing something right.
yeah.
So yeah, that 21 to this day. Anybody my age that was into what we was into, you know what I mean? If they don't know that song, they wasn't outside.
They wasn't official.
Nah, at all.
Yeah,
Because we was all trying to make it to 21. It was relatable to everybody. You
right.
know what I mean? Everybody. That's probably on the net too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you seen a lot of it. You know a lot of the history and all that. You still tuned in like you were when you were a promoter with the scene now.
I
I know you was
stay
the one to put me on with Juggy.
yeah. I stay tuned in, I stay tuned in with a lot of artists because like now, like I try to tell people like,
Because you were part of that golden age before, like you said, anybody really made it. You wanted to be the one to put the burg on the
right,
map.
right.
You was, you know what I mean? So you seen it grow. You seen it grow from the infancies. You seen the young Mac, the young Wiz and those guys. What was it like for you to witness those guys grow to be what they are and Mac what he was when he was with us on this earth?
Because the Mac Miller thing is really you know to watch where Mac come from. It was deeper for us, for me,
Yeah,
than
no, I agree.
our
I
it,
always say this about Mac, and this is in no way any disrespect to Wiz, but Mac was really one of us. Like he was a Berg hip hop. You were probably on a show. Like when I say you, I mean just
yeah,
anybody who was on the scene at that time. You were probably on a show with Mac because he was grinding.
yeah. So this is where even before the grind, I mean, this is where Mac Miller comes into play with Scrap. Like before the grind. I work at the Barber's Inn, and Barber T, friend of mine, was one of my coworkers. You know what I mean? And Mac used to come when he was younger and get his hair cut there and stuff. You know what I mean? And he was cutting Mac's hair, and Mac always was hustling, trying to give out CDs and stuff. So then, you know, he was Easy Mac.
Yeah, yep,
You know what I mean? And I had a show at Ludic one time. It was called The Venue. Actually, shout out Animal. Animal.
yeah,
I mean, we bump heads. We bump heads a lot. We've had some bad times. We had some great times. You know what I mean? But we had at one time we had something. He had got his hands on something where it was too much for him because he didn't know what he was doing, but he had a good thing going. He could make happen. So we ended up having the venue. That was the name of the series, called the Venue series, and we ended up having it at Ludic. And Mac Miller was young. It was like a 21 and over thing, and
yeah.
what I mean, he was young. He wasn't 21, but I was able to just with being able to talk
Network.
to
Yeah,
the owners and stuff like we'll keep him out the way. You know what I mean? He could perform. He gotta go home or whatever. As soon as he perform, he leave. It's all about him performing. He did that. Went home. And then just watching him grow and like being in rhyme cows with him and just that was my man's, you know what I mean? It was like, we had a really, it's like a little brother to me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It hit a little different, and then watching him go to the mainstream, you know.
Having TV shows on MTV and
Yeah,
all
and
that
just
type
being
stuff.
and just hearing the stories and just like being able to put myself in places where the stories he's telling. I'm just like, he's not lying. You know what I mean? Like I can show you, like, you know what I'm saying? And it just watching him become who he was, was cool. Even with Wiz too. Like Wiz was another one where, you know, he for me, like I look at people in my life, I'm gonna just name. I'm not. I'm a little all over the place, but I'm not on this. But like in my life, I'm gonna tell you the young people. I'm gonna tell you the young grinders that where I was young grinding and who was there, and they weren't what they are now. You know what I mean? So like for instance, Young Z of the Beat Nuts.
Yeah.
We were in New Orleans when we were young. Eminem, one of his first shows
Yeah.
down in,
Young Z was with the Outsiders.
yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
as Eminem Slim Shady.
Yep.
He was just doing small, not really big shows. He was doing shows. We were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Young Z was from Jersey. Eminem had a lot of ties in Jersey.
He bro,
Yep.
he married Raw Digger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But bro, yeah,
Rod Digger was with the Outsiders. Yeah.
listen, y'all have no idea how fun and adventurous my life was, bro.
Yeah.
So like as I'm naming these people, I gotta bring this story up because like Hollywood was like a gold digger, I guess you would call it. She had the eye for knowing somebody had some fuck. She knew what a real diamond looked like.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we went we one time we had to go, we went to New Orleans to perform. I found a article in the back of a magazine looking for hip hop artists to perform in the Jazz Fest because the Jazz Fest was adding hip hop to
Their
their
platform.
to their platform.
Yeah.
So, bro, this was 1999 or some shit, something like that. Maybe before. Yeah, was it 99? Yeah, it was 99 March. So we we drove. We was a crew clan, bro. We was 6 deep. We drove 5 deep in a Geo
Sheesh. Packed in.
to New Orleans
Damn.
just to
Is that
perform
a
for 15 minutes.
goddamn 12-hour drive? Something like
12,
that. Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it is we went the wrong way and got lost and then got caught in a full blown storm flood in Mississippi, bro. And then
For the love of the art.
for the love of the art, so we downtown
Yeah.
and Amber, Holly, like, and Holly, well, Amber Alert, brother,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
but Hollywood, she says she looks over at Young Z walking fast as hell, but his diamonds are hitting the sun, bro. You know what I mean? And she's like, he's not from around here. And next thing you know, she's having this little conversation with him, like, why are you moving so fast? Or blah, 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 blah. They get into this conversation. Meanwhile, this dude don't know where he at. He kind of lost, need a ride and everything. So
Y'all pack him in a Geo.
we pack him in the Geo and drive him around. Like he telling us he opening up a show tonight at the House of Blues for Slim Shady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Slim Shady's not Slim
Shady
Shady
at the time. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he gives us, he like, come back later. Da, 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 da. We come back. We get into this big, oh man, we couldn't get in. I was so,
It was packed out.
wait, I got to rewind back real quick. So now we got a show tonight, right? We, listen to this. Me and Hollywood don't have a song together, but we need one for the show. So what we do is we lay everything down. We got the beat, we had a track machine. You know what I mean? We had everything laid down but the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We bring the mic and everything. We set the shit up, put the mic and everything in the bathroom. We supposed to be doing this song. You know what I mean? She doesn't show up to do this song, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where is she at? She come in. I'm ready, bro. If I was a girl, I'd have pulled her hair and fought her. Straight up. She is like, I was at the hotel with Young Z and them, and da-da-da. She just started breaking down. I'm like, what? I was so mad, but when it all made sense, it was a good network move. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? She
absolutely.
was
Yeah.
being smarter. And the bigger picture was, you should know your words anyway. We're good,
Right.
and we did know them. So that was just that me saying that, it's just like I go to the tunnel
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
My first
Funk
time,
flex spot.
it was Jay-Z's spot. It was Jay-Z's spot at the time.
Funk might have just been doing a DJ in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Jay-Z's spot because when I first got there, my first time going to New York, my people's just like, yo, we gotta get you the club you want to go to. And I'm like, I want to go to the tunnel. Everybody is like, bro, like it's hard as hell to get in the tunnel. Like, we gotta go through, we gotta be there extra early. Bro, we was there extra early. You feel me?
Yeah.
Extra early. And when I say security,
Yeah.
bro, you go through security and then you go through a check. Then you got to go through another set of security.
They wasn't playing.
No, they wasn't playing. So for me, my mentality is like, damn, the fuck, going through all this shit. You just get in this fucking club. You know what I mean? I'm from Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like as I get in there, you know what I mean? It's crazy lit. Like crazy lit. But at the same time, it's so lit to the point where I'm not supposed to be here. At that moment, I say to myself, I'm like, bro, I ain't supposed to fucking be here, man. This shit too crazy. Look at all these people. But I start seeing fucking Buster Rhymes like right there.
Yeah.
And then I see Eve right there and Jadakiss right there. And I'm like, damn. I wonder if I can get over there. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there saying to myself, like, damn, I wonder if I can get over there, bro. Like, fuck. It'd be hard if I could get over there, bro. This was the day in my whole entire life where to me I felt like I have arrived. Bro, I'm standing there and from behind me I hear Mr. Scrap. I'm like, somebody calling me, bro? Turn around. It's Young Z, bro.
Oh shit. Full circle.
Full circle. Remembers me and everything. And now I'm over there.
Yeah.
Bro, I had the best time of one of the best times of my life that day. You know what I mean? And it's so crazy is, to be honest, I was so fucked up. I don't even remember much.
Yeah.
I just remember
You was turned.
I remember them taking my shoes off to get in. You had to take your shoes off, bro.
They wasn't playing.
They took the soles out and they was not playing because all these celebrities was in there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that was just, that was something that just made me say to myself, like, I did all the right things. I put myself in all the right places. I might not have made the millions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Right.
I might not have, I might not have succeeded to the highest point of it, but I did really well because, like, even with my working and my job, my career, and all that stuff, it's like I didn't have a lot of jobs. I really put in the work. I just didn't invest it properly. You know what I mean? Now I found myself having to, cut hair and work a job when I had 30 bands a month.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Easy. And that was the crazy part. Like,
Effortlessly.
yeah, because, yeah.
And it's still moving though. And it's
Yeah,
still
for
moving.
sure. I just channeled that energy towards a different, I got a lot going on, man. Got
Yeah, for
this.
sure. We just had scrap day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
August 5th.
We gotta talk a little bit about that too, huh?
Yeah, man.
That was a big deal.
That was a day that just, I just with a lot of work and a lot of success comes a lot of misunderstanding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't know what's behind it. And then I don't care what anyone says. Like, I don't I don't do this for awards and thank yous, but they feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You ain't doing it for the accolades, but when they come, they
yeah,
come.
but when you do these things and when you're in these positions, like they come with more complaint and more just
More stress.
more request and
Yeah.
more stress. You know what I mean? For me,
Hell
it's
yeah.
not for me, it's good for me because it's not that much of a stress because I like to take on a fight and all that kind of like gets my it's like happiness with me. It's like, okay, you guys want to pile on a whole ton of shit? Watch this.
You embrace the challenge.
Yeah, you're gonna get here and be like, what happened to all that shit? I'm
Yeah.
like, I shoveled it. By yourself? Yeah, it was stinking, bro. I wasn't going to sit here and let it just keep stinking.
I was
I
gonna
think
let
I
it
should get
pile
back
up.
out of here.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to wait for you to get here. If you got here in time and enough time to help me, yeah, cool. But I wasn't going to sit here and keep smelling shit and wait for you, bro.
And
Like,
scrap day part of that accolades? Was it the
it was. We had a baseball softball.
Yeah, tell us about it.
We have a baseball softball picnic every year for our program.
Yeah.
And one thing with our baseball softball program is it's in baseball and in softball there's not a lot of African Americans that play,
Yeah.
and then the ones that do play, it's usually like one or two peppered in. You know what I mean?
You mean like at the major league level
Major league travel,
Yeah.
just period. Like
in general?
just in general, like there's like maybe one or two on
Why do you think that is?
on each team because the reason why it is because everyone thinks it's a boring sport. They pitch it, they sell it as a boring sport and they think football is the wave. You know what I mean? Any success as an athlete or playing a sport, all sports enhance the next sport.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for some reason, I find an argument about it is, baseball is it's hard to believe that a lot of blacks don't play baseball because at one time in life, if we didn't have anything, we had a Negro League.
Yeah, exactly.
So you would think that would carry over.
And some of the best baseball players in history came out of Negro League.
Right. You
Yeah.
would think that would carry over. Like you would think that somewhere there would be a baseball team that was predominantly minority. You know
Right.
what I mean? So with us, we are that as a youth organization. We're predominantly minority, and uh we play some competitive teams. You know what I mean? And we have a nice field. Our field's nice, but it hasn't been updated. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it has like rust and things like that. So in this process of the organization, I'm the I speak up. Sometimes it's like, damn, he's always bitching. But me, I go live they got a Swissville Borough page. I'll go live, show them everything. Like I keep asking, nobody wants to hear me, blah blah blah. I'm putting in all this work, and I'll be doing so much stuff. And like for instance, there's no dog signs, right? But people walk their dogs.
People bring their dogs anyway.
And they're mad at me when I'm like, dude, why you got your dog here? They're like, well, the other guy lets me. I don't care. Because if something happens to somebody with your dog, and while I'm on the duty, somebody might say to me, doesn't that sign no dogs? Why did you break?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, long story short, Abigail Salisbury was on the Swissville Council before. And then she just recently, updated herself and leveled up and went to the House of Representatives. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she, through all the years of just watching me work and fight and try to be an advocate for the youth and better facilities, because we have a good program, we have nice uniforms, but our field's nice, it's okay. You know what I mean? But when we
But it can
leave,
use improvement.
and go play teams that we pound, I just feel like they still win because they got this really, really nice field.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting ready to go home back to our regular old field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always just felt like talking to these people, asking them like, how'd y'all get this? What the heck y'all do to get
Right.
this? And they're telling
Again, using your skills that you learned in hip hop, right?
Right. So
Finding the people who you need to talk to.
right. So we have this picnic. I don't know nothing about this shit. I have no idea. I'm our annual ceremony to hand out the trophies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just see them. You know what I mean? And I'm me being observant while I'm doing the ceremony and we're done speaking and stuff. I'm, speaking out again. I'm like, okay, so to me, I see an elephant. These are my exact words. To me, I see an elephant in the room. And I don't know why the elephant is in the room, but I'm about to get this microphone to this elephant. Why are y'all here? I'm like, in my head,
Who's the elephants in the room?
it was the mayor of Swissville. It was Abigail Salisbury. It was a few members from the Swissville board. You know
Okay.
what I mean? And for me, I know I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do no crime or nothing. But usually when you see these type of people, you know what I mean? You got some answers.
Sets off some type of red flags.
Right. So as I started observing, I'm looking at the mayor of Swissville, and she got this big board in her hand. It's white. I'm like, oh shit. I'm not no dummy at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, they're about to give us they're about to fix the field.
Yeah.
In my head, I already kind of know that's what they're about to do. There's a check. That better be
the big TV checks.
Yeah, that better be a check of something. You know what I mean? That's really what I'm thinking. I'm like, that you're not just standing there with that cardboard box and all y'all are here. I'm smart enough to know that.
Put the pieces together, yeah.
So they come over and Abigail starts saying all of these accolades and all of these just things over the 20 years. And, and she did it so smooth because, like, time to time, periodically throughout this whole process,
yeah,
she would message me and ask me little questions about the softball team.
Oh, wow.
And how's everything
doing
going.
her research, getting ready,
like
preparing.
how long you been doing it, and I know you've been doing it for a long time, and there was everything was precise except for one thing. It said that in 2023, I won the 8U championship, but it was my dad who won it. But someone else helped me see it in another perspective. It was like, you're the president, so the win is the win. It goes with you. Whatever team wins, you
win.
You win. So I was just like, I just think as a people person, I just wanted my dad to have the accolade. And so she's reading, and then she's like, so on this day, August 5th, John Scrap Wilson. And I'm like, did this just happen? What? And I'm just like, my dad is right in my eye view. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking and staring at my dad. Like, I'll tell you, like, this whole shit was going on. Like, as all this is going on, I'm staring at my dad. I'm staring at my son. I'm looking at my woman. And I'm like, everybody has this, like, proud of me look. But my dad is one of the hardest, toughest men I know on the planet, bro. And growing up, there was like no punk shit, no crying, no none of that shit. So like I'm staring at my dad, right? I'm staring at him just through everybody. And he just looks at me. His eyes get like this big, bro. And he just shook his head, you know what I mean? And he shook his head and then he started crying. To me, when he was shaking his head, he just was like, I felt it. I felt every bit of it. Like, it's okay to cry right now.
Yeah.
Let these people see you cry. So, bro, it just poured down on me, bro. And I'm just standing there and I'm like, I just had told somebody, I'm tired of this shit, bro. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody appreciates nothing that I do, bro. And when it did that,
it was some validation for you.
Yeah, it just lit the fire. It was gas. It was like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, accelerant for the fire. Yeah.
It just was like, all right, back to it. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, back to it. Let's go.
Recharge your batteries.
Yeah, and it just was like, because you got to get back to it, and you like they don't not even back to it. It's time to just speed it up and get into it again, like previously, because it's like now everybody's gonna want to know what this guy's about. And since that, you know what I mean, there has been a lot of opportunities that has come from it, because it's, it takes an argument away. You know what I mean? Like, it just takes an argument away. It's like there's so many. I've received a lot of accolades, bro. I've received a 50-minute excellence of the city. I've received the proclamation from the mayor. I received the African American leader from Swissville. All of these things say like you can really like change your life around. Like you could just, because I wasn't always this. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was always,
Yeah,
trophies.
you talked about the gang affiliation and all that
You know
stuff
what I
growing
mean?
up.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and it was even in that, I still did it extreme and still was a leader. I
A
wasn't,
follower.
yeah, I wasn't the follower. I was the leader. I was the one with all the ideas. I'm the one that was like, we're gonna be a gang. And we're not just gonna say we're a gang. And I just start spiraling people. And then next thing you know, we start jumping people. And next thing you know, we're 100 deep. And I just channeled that energy. I always had a way to just,
Refocus that energy.
yeah. So when just receiving those accolades, bro, it put me in a position to say to myself, like I've arrived. And when I when I go in places, when people see me, you can judge me because I'm different. You know what I'm saying? You could look at me and be like, he don't give a fuck. But at the same time, if you know me, you'll be like, damn,
You came a long way.
he comes a long way. And but I always cared. Like, it more like, damn, he cares, bro.
Yeah.
That's a caring motherfucker. Even when we was banging, bro. Like, even when people be drunk, I'm the one that really don't drink. I drive, you know what I mean? I'll drive you home, bro. I'm the one that sat on the fucking couch when dudes was doing all the bullshit. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? I just always was that dude. You know what I mean? It just, caring, I'm a caring dude when it comes to my people, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely noticed that about you. You're loyal, and you do care about your people, and you want to, and you, like I said, you're a leader of men. You take a lot of time with the youth, you know what I mean? And I see that that's important to you. And I think even like that's a part of what drives you in music too. If you can mistake me if I'm incorrect in saying that, but I know, seeing the younger artists and being able to guide them along the way, I mean, all of that stuff's important to you, and it shows, I mean, it shows in what you do. And everything that you do is about in service to other people. You're not doing these shows for yourself. You're not doing coaching for yourself. You're doing this in service to others, and it definitely shows. And I mean, and congratulations on August 5th being Scrap Wilson Day, huh?
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
For
I
sure.
can't. I I don't think it's gonna hit me till next year.
Yeah.
You know what I
Till it
mean?
comes back around.
Yeah, like, wait, what we doing today?
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta do something today. Something gotta happen. And
They
and
got
it's
they got to give you the key to the city next. You know what I mean?
but
Open some doors.
when I thought about that, I did. I thought about that, and then I realized that the citations higher than the it's from the state. The state, it's from the state. The city,
Yeah.
the key comes from the city. So the citation comes from the
The
state.
state.
So that's from that's like a
A
higher.
step above.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So I think the citation holds more weight than the
A
key.
key. Yeah.
You know,
True. True.
you can lose the key, but you can't lose the day, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
I just thought about it like,
Indeed.
just think
Indeed.
up that, just as you're saying, and I'm like, because I was about to be like, hell yeah. Then I thought about it like, wait,
Oh,
no,
wait a
hold
second.
on.
We already
Is
surpassed
the
that.
key?
Yeah.
I don't need the key
Yeah. Surpassed that.
because
already.
somebody else is going to get a key.
Yeah.
And another key, and then somebody else get a
I'm
key.
just gonna keep making copy of them
You know
joints.
what I mean? But yeah, so that was, I'm just grateful, bro. I just, I'm grateful for just being consistent. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for being able to whatever I put myself and involving myself into. I'm grateful for an outcome. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for leveling up. Like I worked at BP, I became the manager. I
Right.
worked at Sunoco, became the manager.
Always progression.
Worked at Foot Locker, became the manager.
Yeah.
There's always district manager down there. Like there's always, I don't like to be bossed around, I guess. I guess I like to be in charge and try to be a team leader. You know what I mean? And I'm just as I'm getting older though, you know, it's 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 like can't lead everybody, bro.
Right. You gotta let some people go.
I'm starting
Do
to
it from a
learn
distance.
that you just can't lead everybody. Some people are gonna go left.
Yeah.
Don't go left if you're going right. Just let them keep going.
Yeah.
If you go right and they go left and they bust another left and you bust another right, you'll see them
Eventually.
You know what I mean?
Real shit. Yeah.
So
real shit.
yeah, there's so much, man. That's what I said. This shit could go forever. I got so much. I do so much that involves so much. There's so much tied into so much. And
Well, what you got? What you got upcoming? I know we talked a little bit off camera about some potential show things coming up and stuff like that. What we got coming up in the future for the people?
I decided to get back, just to doing some shows and events, but for the younger, the youth.
Yeah.
Giving the youth something to do
Give them
because
an outlet.
yeah, because when I was younger, my fun times and talking about WP Nicks, and when I was rapping when we were rapping shows when we were younger and stuff, and then like WP Nicks used to have a segment like at the club. It was under 21, but it didn't matter how old the artist was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they had like a 15-minute segment, and they would bring in an artist, and the kids would fucking love. It would like if you had a set, you go into an under 21 club,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. And of course, they just would, they would love that shit. They would just be like, oh, they don't know you for real. They think you're a superstar. You know
Right.
what I mean? So that feel and all of that stuff, thinking about it and then thinking about myself and doing the Proud to Be Locals and the target market and how many kids that didn't get opportunities to learn,
Right.
to be taught. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So like, and that was one thing that was with Statement Records that was good was a lot of people don't realize like I had a bunch of young kids. You know what I mean? Even before that, I had young rails. Animal was young. I always tried to help the young artists because, that's where it was. That's why majority of my events, my first event ever was a King of Hip Hop show. All my events are usually all age and in theaters and shit like that, so everybody can come.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting these young bucks back, giving them something to just they need it. And everybody's not gonna make it, but there's that one artist that might want to make that 30 bands a month. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And I need that 30 bands a month again. You know what I mean? It just feels good to know that it's there. And you know what I mean? It's just it's helpful when you're doing something you love and making some money. So what I got going on is just bringing back some showcases for the young ones.
Yeah.
And then we got I'm doing like 4 things actually. And we got like the concerts, and these are for more popping artists that could bring a good following.
Yeah.
Between 3 artists. So we got these concerts going on. And we're gonna they'll be in theaters. And they won't
They're
be
real life concerts. They're not shows.
Yeah, they're not shows. They're real life concerts. So
Right.
they'll have to put in the work. They'll have to do like the rehearsal and do all that work to do it. And the third one is we're working on Music Fest. You know what I mean? For the summer.
Okay, that's dope. A festival.
Yeah. I got the access to the park. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? For baseball and softball, we're just getting it redone.
Mhm.
I let that part out. They gave us 100,000 to fix the field up and stuff.
Very
So
dope.
what I'm gonna start doing is using my music my music expertise and network it into my youth.
Athletics.
Because another thing, like for our picnic this year, we have players that don't just play sports. We have kids that rap,
Yeah.
young 9, 8-year-olds that can rap and stuff, and we let them perform.
Dope.
They rapped and they performed. They got so kids. We have performances within our organization.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The kid who hit home runs might be a better rapper
Better rapper
than
than
plays
hitter.
football. You'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shit. So we're working on that. And last, we got a grand finale coming up in December. You know what I mean? At the end of December, we got a big grand finale coming up. That's I didn't get the phone call in time or the text to say it. Probably in my phone right now to say it. I ain't even gonna look. But we got a grand finale coming up with some just a nice event coming up. It's gonna be a good time. And just to let all artists know, we're looking for some artists to perform. This is more for a little bit more veteran artists that have a following and stuff, not for the younger crowd. But
Yeah.
this is something that's going to have the city be like, oh, that was smart. Yeah. I know.
How can people get a hold of you if they're interested in some of these opportunities you have coming up?
Just hit my email, man. Statementrecords412@gmail.com. You know what I mean? You hit me on my email. Actually, you can call 412-923-7965. That number will you gotta leave a message. It's just you can leave a message on that, or you can shoot a text. The response time might be a lot delayed because it's just a phone that I have to have because of, you get a line,
Business.
you got a line and all this other extra shit. So um just if you call that number or shoot an email, or just hit me up on social media, you know what I'm saying? We can go from there. It'll be like maybe 2 or 3 slots. It'll be a nice show, good time, grand finale. And it's pretty much it for real.
Yeah, man. Grand finale. That means it's the end.
Into something.
Into something.
Yeah.
And endings are just beginnings of something else, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but this one, it won't happen. It can't happen again.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be the last of
its kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, shit. Make sure y'all tune into that, and make sure y'all tune in with me here at Marley State of Mind, the world's dopest podcast here at A Bunch of Bull Studios. Today we had Mr. Scrap join us, tell us some great stories, some great history, put us up on the history of hip hop, and I definitely appreciate you coming out to join me here.
Thanks for having me, bro. We had these conversations on our own.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
It's good to let the world see.
Yeah.
And those people, that just want to know a little bit about what goes on and a little history. It was good to have those that to reminisce. And it's like I got so much, being in networking and doing it so much and being involved in it. There's like I got like a gazillion stories to tie into this stuff, man. Like, so I just want to shout out everybody in Pittsburgh to put in the work, like, from like the beginning to now. You know what I'm saying? That I don't want, like, even the ones that, I ain't your friend, I ain't your buddy, I don't like you. You know what I mean? That don't take away from the work that you put in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the drive that you may have had or whatever. I don't like fish. You know what I mean? You might like fish. That don't mean you're not a good person or whatever. But at the same time, man, I just want to shout out the whole Berg that just for the past, the future, the present, I just think we need to get off of the we're still, I feel like it's like a hot tub time machine. You know what I'm saying?
How's
like,
that?
I haven't really been too involved in it, but when you're not involved in something and for a good while, you come back to it, you expect, like if I go to jail,
you expect some progress to be made.
Yeah, if I go to jail for 10 years and come back out, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Damn, this is crazy. This is way different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now
you feel like it's not like that with the scene?
No, it's still the same.
It's still the same.
I feel like
you haven't seen any real progression.
No, I'm like, this ain't even a shot, but it's just the truth because he's my man to 11 to death. You know what I mean? I still feel like Chevy has been saying the same thing for so long.
Yeah, DJ Chevy.
Yeah, DJ Chevy. I feel like it's like he's been saying the same thing for so long. It's not that he's wrong, but why aren't you guys grasping what he's saying?
Right.
Like, what is like? This is what we're doing.
Do you think it's I think sometimes the way that the message is delivered it can play a factor in how people receive it
true,
too.
But the same message is shared by a lot of different people
in a lot of different ways.
in a lot of different ways, and it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
It's like we're still here. Like I'm still reading about people rapping over their lyrics, bro.
yeah,
Get over it. That's what they do. How you going to tell them not to do it when every rapper they watch and love does it? You can't.
right,
You be like the people you want to be like,
right,
and the people they want to be like don't. They don't. This ain't that. We just know that the person that doesn't sounds better,
right.
and they put in a little bit more effort. But at the same time, you got to remember.
I got mixed up. People talk about rapping over lyrics. Listen, this is the one thing about it for me because I do it. I do it on occasions, and I don't do it on occasions. This is the thing for me. I always felt about that. Like every venue you go to don't have equal sound system. And for me, I typically don't have a hype man. I'm the only one on stage with myself. And you can get tracks that are made for that. You can go ahead and get the producer or the engineer to make tracks for that where you do different background vocals. But sometimes if the venue doesn't have adequate sound system, you need that track because that might be the only chance people have to hear you say what you're saying. But I definitely I have mixed opinions on it and mixed views on it. I was able to be around some artists who night after night don't use backing vocals and don't use hype men or anything and kill shows. Have show incredible wind and incredible breath control, and those are things that are important in hip hop. So you got, I think it's important to have a balance and know it. And like you said, some people do sound better without it, and some people don't. Some people just don't sound good at all. It don't even matter what y'all doing.
Mm-mm.
But nonetheless, you're right though. It is funny that you see the stagnant tendencies in some of the local hip hop when it comes to the Pittsburgh area, or it's probably going on in other areas as well. But the thing about other areas like Detroit, for example, you see their local scene, they've been able to support each other and then grow it and bring it nationwide. And I think another thing that's important about any local scene that does get national exposure is they have an identity. Like a Detroit hip hop has an identity. When you hear a Detroit rapper, you're like, oh, that sounds like Detroit. When you hear a New York rapper, you're like, oh, that sounds like New York. When you hear a rapper from New Orleans, it's like, oh, okay, they have a sound, and from region to region, Atlanta, California, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's important, right? And whenever you're hearing music from like New Orleans, when P was doing music, they brought people into their world. They brought you their slang. I mean,
Right.
people were saying Wody, round, I mean, never been to New Orleans, but know the slang, know the neighborhoods,
You
know
could
the
just look
Magnolia
at. You used
projects.
to be able to look at a person and how they just looked and be like, he's from the South. Now
Right.
you don't even know where nobody's from.
Yeah.
Everybody emulates so much, and Pittsburgh is the copycat town of all copycats.
What
Like
and that's what I was getting to. I don't think it has a sound per se. There's not a sound.
no,
I mean, and it does have a sound, but when you hear that sound, that's for me personally. Like I love Pittsburgh artists who sound like Pittsburgh artists.
yeah,
Um,
it does have
I
right,
think a good example like Hardo sounds like a Pittsburgh artist.
right.
Like you
Trap and Yick sounds like a Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
artist.
artist,
Right,
yeah,
right, right, right,
yeah.
right, right.
And
Mac
so
Miller sounds like a Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
artist.
artist.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
I think Mac Miller represents all of Pittsburgh because he was so versatile.
Right.
He had a lot of versatility, and I think that's what Pittsburgh is versatile. And I often tell people who downplay Pittsburgh music, like you're not trying. I guarantee you can find whatever you listen to in the mainstream, you could find a comparable Pittsburgh artist that's probably even better than what you're listening to in the mainstream.
And then one thing with us is we're too like we don't work with outside producers. You know what I mean? Like,
Enough.
yeah, like there's a guy in Florida who in Pittsburgh, who in Florida, it's just him in Florida.
Yeah, he's that man.
No, no, he's just, you're from Florida, so
Yeah.
everybody from Florida. But then when the guy from Pittsburgh comes down and he's the guy from Pittsburgh can really rap and he raps on the dude from Florida's
Beat.
beats and
Yeah.
shit in Florida, they're like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
But when he's in Pittsburgh with the dude that makes the beats, all the rappers is like, who made those beats?
Yeah.
They don't do that enough.
Yeah.
And they're just we're so content sometimes with just using hometown like, well, I gotta use Pittsburgh. It gotta be Pittsburgh. It's like, bro, then only Pittsburgh like there's a wave, bro. There's a Pittsburgh wave, and it goes like this. You know what I mean? That's the wave. That's it. Don't really go past it. Don't you don't we don't have guys that are okay with dancing and doing all types of stuff. Like you
Right.
gotta you gotta the music that you listen to and you like the most isn't Pittsburgh music. It's it's not produced by Pittsburgh people. Like you might like Wiz, but it's not produced by somebody from Pittsburgh.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of time it's just people don't like what they used to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you when you find somebody that in Pittsburgh, all it take is an outsider. You know what I mean? If you got a dude to consistently make some bangers coming from Florida and can go down to Florida, in Pittsburgh, everybody's gonna eat they're gonna glizzy you
Yeah.
because they're like, he can give me plays in Florida, yo. He's
Yeah.
making all the beats and everybody. He's gonna have all the Pittsburgh rappers and that shit. But it should work though.
Yeah.
It should work. He should be having you hide in Florida. But I don't know what I be talking about. Cause
Hell yeah.
I ain't make $1 million and I ain't make it, I guess. But I thought I made it when you're able to sign artists and have a record label, like not just say I got one, but like gotta pay taxes and EINs and LLCs and having a studio and a multi and doing all like I always
Well,
don't
I think making it is a funny thing, right? Because there's different levels of it, and
right.
I always think that's the funny because I know artists who can tour year round but don't have a radio record.
Yeah,
And when I say tour year round, I mean sell out venues year round on tour and make that their life and live comfortably. You know, what I mean,
right,
$1 million comfortably, but you may not know who they are because they never
right.
had a radio record. And there's artists who have radio records who are struggling. You know, what I mean, you think that they're living life of luxury, but they're really just barely making it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think what it means to make it is different. And
yeah.
there's different levels of making it.
Right. There definitely is, and for me, I just I feel good about all the steps I took, you know what I mean, and all the places I've been. I could
And your contribution to the music.
yes, I wholeheartedly feel like I played a big major part of Pittsburgh hip hop. Like
Yeah.
just a major part. Like, you know what I mean? Even when it comes to other people, like everybody wasn't doing shows, but like the ideas we came with, the emulations, people just piggybacking off of some of the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm okay with evolving and watching people wanting to do things that I've done and turning in and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
I've always felt like uh, networking. I did my part to build this thing to where it could have been, you know, I did well. I just didn't invest my money right. You know what I mean? But I lived a good life off of music when it came to, you know, not working anymore and, not having a boss and having someone tell me what time to be to work and all that stuff. I lived a good 15 years of my life waking up with no one having to tell me what to do. You
Right.
know what I mean? And traveling and
Yeah.
meeting the most famous people, talking to some of the most brilliant managers and promoters and minds and owners and just everything. I just
Being a
wish,
part of the industry.
yeah, I wish a lot of people wouldn't judge me off of not just judge me, but just judge my status. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people tend to be like, you know, I could tell you something that 50 Cent or Jay-Z will say
Would
word
say
for
to you,
word,
yeah.
and you would, before you hear me say it, you'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then hear them say it
The exact same thing, yeah.
right after me, and be like, "Oh, word," and not even acknowledges the same thing that I said
Right.
to you, word for word. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Do you feel misunderstood a lot?
oh yeah, I walk in a room misunderstood. I know I am, but I also I try to explain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Misunderstood sometimes has to be explained just so they can have a little bit of understanding, like
Right.
to understand why you're misunderstood.
Understood.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because if you don't, you're just gonna have people just the judgment will still be there. But once you kind of like tell people like why
you're misunderstood and why I'm like this, they'd be like, oh yeah, I would be like that too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's an explanation behind everything, So
indeed. Well, shit. Once again, I appreciate you coming out to join us. And it sounds like we might have to do it again. We'll bring you part 2, Mr. Scrap. You got a lot more to talk about for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. We probably, it's 20 years, bro.
Yeah, a
Really
lot of
more
history
than
to
that.
uncover.
Way more than that. Like actually 30.
Yeah.
More than that. Because I've been rapping since I was 9? It's almost 40 years, bro.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
for sure. We appreciate you sharing it with us, bro.
Hip hop's 50.
Hip hop's 50 years old.
I'm
Yeah,
damn near the same age as hip
hip
hop.
hop.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you telling the story to us, and what I mean, we're gonna be back with you next week, next Saturday. We're doing the Halloween special next Saturday. Next Saturday, come and join us. We're gonna have the whole bunch of bull network here on the Marley State of Mind podcast. We're gonna bring y'all a little special for Halloween. So you make sure y'all join us for that next week. We appreciate y'all joining us this week. Me and Mr. Scrap got into it. Make sure y'all check out some of that stuff we was talking about too. Some good history there. Once again, Marley State of Mind podcast, bunch of bull studios. We out of here.